The Unhappy Hour on the new AmericanMedia.com.
Broadcasting to you live from the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, California, Los Angeles, to be specific. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Unhappy Hour here on the TNAM radio network. My name is Brian Engelman, and I'm going to be your host, as I have been for the better part of 5 years. Yes, May Day is going to be our official, well, semi-official birthday, if you will. You know, because everything kind of started at a different time. The website, then the Facebook page, then the YouTube channel, and then the Twitter feed, and then the radio show. And we just say it's May 1st. And it's the easiest way to describe it, because you got to have a birthday, right? Actually, that's a good question. How many birthdays has March Madness seen? I have no idea. You know, and that's a good question. We're going to ask former NBA scout, current NBA consultant, and lifelong Cleveland sports fan, Zak Baris. You can find him on Twitter at ZBaris. That's Z-B-A-R-I-S. We're going to ask him. He's going to be our guest for the program. And make sure you're checking out our homepage, thenewamericanmedia.com. Make sure you're subscribed to youtube.com/thenewamericanmedia so that UFC's MMA is not the only person posting all of their comments on our sports shows. We also do political shows on a show called Agree to Disagree. Like I said, we got about 5 years of content, so check it out. We also went to the Conscious Life Expo and talked to a bunch of interesting people. You can check out those interviews. We went to the NAM convention for a whole bunch of music products. We're always out doing things. Something we're also going to be out doing this Friday. We're going to be out speaking. Yes, yours truly is going to be giving a speaking engagement in at City Hall, I believe. It's City Hall in Los Angeles. Tiny homes have been built for homeless folk, and city elders have had these things confiscated and taken. I won't spoil the speech that I'm going to give, but there are some places where some pilot projects could be tried. We'll just leave it at that. I'm going to finish the speech coming up here shortly. Probably tonight. Yeah, let's be honest. I'm probably on my way to the event. But I basically know what I'm going to say anyway. That's the only thing you really can do in this world is help locally. Whether that's your homeowners association where you live, your local city council, your school board. Local. Get involved. If you want your local area to be better, get involved. And so, in a way, that's kind of going to be what we're going to be talking about, is how to get involved on a local level and how to help out some of the homeless, especially these veterans. I mean, it's just insane to think the things that our country has asked our young men and women to do, and just how they're tossed away. They're thrown on secret waiting lists at the VA. Forgotten about. Oh yeah, we'll get you a doctor. People are dying. They're leaving messages on their crisis hotlines, the suicide hotlines. Nobody's calling them back, and they're killing themselves. They're on secret waiting lists, especially in Phoenix. These VAs, these systems set up to help the veterans in this country are just absurd. So, you know, I have a unique idea of what we can do to work with these tiny home builders and the sprawling, 387 acres of the West LA VA facility? Okay, fine. I'll give you a sneak peek of the gist of it. This place has leased out, and it was all donated specifically to help veterans. In the meantime, over in Westwood and Brentwood, over here by LA, they've leased land out for theater operators, hotel laundry service, a private school used for a tennis court, UCLA for a baseball field, and an entertainment company for set storage. You tell me, is that helping the veterans while they're dying on secret waiting lists? No, I don't think so. So if you want to plop some of these tiny homes down in a fenced-in area on the 387 acres of this facility and give people just a little tiny place with a locking door and a bed and somewhere to sleep, maybe some communal shower and toilet facilities, something. There is land available in Los Angeles. This has been so mismanaged. Anyway, I'll tell you more about it later. Who knows? Maybe we'll even video the event and post it after the fact. I'm not going to have a lot to say. That's kind of the gist of it, but I'll try to combine it and make it a little bit more entertaining if possible. Anyway, let's get to Zak Baris, because March Madness is entertaining. But I got to ask him how many birthdays March Madness has seen.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Excellent, Zach. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well myself.
Wonderful. Happy to hear it. You know, I was saying that we're coming up on the New American Media's 5th anniversary on May Day. We're celebrating our 5th birthday.
I remember doing this show about 5 years ago.
I know. You've been a staple on this program for damn near the whole time.
I remember the first big one I broke. I remember. I think it was somewhere around that Mo Williams trade and the Baron Davis one. I think I remember that one.
Oh, man. Mo Williams. Where is Mo anyway? He's injured right now? What's going on?
Yeah, his knees, man. He is just out right now. He'll be back. He'll be back soon.
But he will be back.
Give him time. Let him heal. Get him healthy for the playoffs. I mean, Toronto's resting these guys right now. So,
yeah.
Let them get healthy and let them be where they need to be during the playoffs. But you also don't want to sacrifice winning because you don't want to lose that number 1 seed. Although last year it didn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. Although you see the Cavs, they came out. We did our last show how they're peaking for the playoffs, and they laid an egg. What was that in? Was that Sacramento? Laid an egg up there.
They didn't lay an egg in Sacramento. They laid an egg in Utah.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Utah. That's what I was going for. They all blur together. It's like, let's just get to the playoffs anyway. But hey, I was talking about the New American Media's birthday, and I was wondering how many birthdays does March Madness have?
A lot.
Super Bowl, they number them every year. I don't know what XLLLVI question mark pound sign. I don't know what those all mean. Well, okay, yeah, I do. But yeah, I was just curious how long it's been called March Madness. I didn't know if there was a date on that.
Actually, the term was coined, I believe, by Intersport Media back in the early 80s, if I'm not mistaken, out of Chicago.
Oh, might have been that recent.
And the NCAA had actually just bought the rights to it recently within the last... I mean, it's always been coined, but they were paying Intersport Media a fee. But it was originally coined by Intersport Media.
Wow.
Of Chicago. That's an interesting fact.
That's something you just taught me about. Intersport Media. I don't even know what that is. What is Intersport Media?
They're basically they're a sports marketing firm.
Okay.
They do like the Doritos stuff for the World Series, like steal a base, steal a taco. So they do that kind of stuff.
Steal a base, steal a taco. There you go.
They do like the Sinfredelis, like like high school All-American game, like that kind of stuff. So yeah, but that's it, and that's what they do. So I just thought that was an interesting little tidbit.
Yes, I agree. Thanks for sharing it. Now let's talk about what's going on here. They're going to crown the champion in Houston, Texas. Yeah, Houston, Texas.
Yeah, a great place for the Final Four. It really is.
Houston is, some call it the major metropolitan area of our country. It depends on how far out you stretch the greater Houston area, but yeah, it's a big place. That is a huge metropolitan area. Anything?
It is. It's a huge city.
Yeah, I'm looking through here. I know, what was it, last year you were going to try to make it out to Los Angeles to check out some games. I don't see anything on the okay, Anaheim. I guess we got Anaheim. You're not planning on swinging by for any of that, are you?
You know, it all depends on the Final Four. If Arizona's in it, then maybe I will find my way down. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how it worked last time. That's
all
right.
All depends. I mean, it all depends.
All right, well, let's get into it, because unfortunately we have a time limit for today's show.
All right, so let's start with the South.
Yeah, let's go in the South. We got about 20 minutes, so maybe 5 minutes per region. We want to go through each bracket and just kind of talk about what we think is going to go on? Okay.
Okay, so, I'm going to give Kansas over Austin Peay. I'm going to give them, I'm going to give them the edge. And I'm going to give UConn over Colorado.
Okay.
I'm going to go Maryland over South Dakota State. I'm going to take Cal. No upsets right there. Arizona. I honestly believe Wichita State could win that game.
Oh.
On tomorrow night. But I'm going to pick Arizona just because it's where I went and I love them.
But that could be a coin flip match. It's something to watch right there.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
I've got Miami beating Buffalo, Temple beating Iowa, and Villanova beating UNC Asheville.
Okay.
Then the second round, I've got Kansas beating UConn. I've got Maryland over Cal. Arizona over Miami. Villanova over Temple.
And then Kansas versus Maryland?
Kansas versus Maryland, I'm taking Kansas.
Zona, Nova?
I'm going to take Zona.
I mean, you said they were a coin flip on the first round, but
Well,
you're
they
saying
lose
they can run
the
the
Elite Eight every year, so I'll take them down to the Elite Eight.
All right, fair enough. Kansas, Zona.
I'm taking Kansas. I think Kansas is going to win it.
All right. Well, okay, we have our first rep. Man, we're tearing through this. Man, I feel like we should slow down a little bit. Who do you...
I don't even think we should slow down. It allows us to move on to something else.
All right, let's do it. Let's go to the West. What do we got over here? Oregon.
Oregon. I've got Oregon winning and Cincinnati winning in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Baylor. I do think Duke could lose that game, but I do think Duke's going to win. I think it's a potential upset. I've got Northern Iowa beating Texas. Texas A&M beating Green Bay. VCU beating Oregon State. And Oklahoma beating Cal Baker.
Okay, hang on. I'm taking notes here on your bracket. You had Northern Iowa. What were the last three?
Northern Iowa beating Texas.
Yeah.
Texas A&M beating Green Bay.
Uh-huh.
VCU beating Oregon State.
Uh-huh.
And Oklahoma beating Cal Baker.
Yeah, I guess. And I when you said Northern Iowa, really over Texas?
Yep.
Okay. For what reason?
I need to put some upsets in there.
And you kind of have to in this. It's so it is.
There's always upsets. That's the thing. If you take without it, you're going to lose. So, I mean, it's a game of chance. I mean, nobody knows.
I know. The odds are staggering. It's almost easier to win the Powerball.
I want to take Cincinnati over Oregon. I mean, I think I like Oregon. I like the Pac-12, so I'm going to take Oregon over Cincy.
Okay. Baylor, Duke? Probably Baylor.
I'm going to take Duke.
Oh, okay. Okay. Iowa A&M? Northern Iowa? A&M. Okay. And then VCU, Oklahoma.
I've got Oklahoma.
Okay. Then Oklahoma A&M.
I'm taking Oklahoma. Buddy Hield this is where a guy like him shines in this tournament.
Explain that. What?
40 at the given night.
Yeah, I was going to say, just explain. What's he bringing to the table?
Buddy Hield's the best scorer in the NCAA. He's capable of putting up 40 points on any given night, really. I mean, I'm going to be honest. This has not been my year for college basketball. I still watch a fair amount, but I did not watch a crazy amount of college basketball like I used to. I mean, I used to watch a ton of college basketball.
Would you say you're transitioning a little bit more away from the consulting these days?
No, not at all, actually. I mean, but it's just, the collegiate level is just not what I've been focusing on anymore. I've been so focused on the NBA, watching the NBA. I mean, you really have to pick. It's one or the other.
It's tough to watch both at the same time.
It is. Yeah, I do it, but I mean, in years past, that's all I've done. But really, this year I focused a lot more on the NBA. I've watched a ton of the NBA this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many hours in the day.
This is the least amount of college basketball I've watched. Also, because I don't think this was the best year for college basketball ever either. Nothing really excited me that much. I mean, I'm being honest.
I'm sorry, the Buckeyes are out. The Buckeyes didn't even make the tourney. That's I don't know. It's a little weird to me. The Buckeyes are usually a solid show. I know.
Ever since Thad Modeloff, Archie Miller to Arizona, then Archie went to Dayton. Dayton has been the better team than Ohio State.
Man. Well, do you see him reloading?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, Thad Modeloff had one blue chip recruit, and I don't even think D'Angelo Russell wasn't even a 5-star recruit. He was a 4-star. He wasn't a blue chip. He wasn't a blue chip 5-star. It's not like Sean Miller down in Arizona about to pull in 5 5-star recruits this season.
Oh, man.
That's the thing. Don't forget, Sean Miller used to work under Thad Modeloff at Xavier.
Okay.
And so did Archie. And then Archie was with him at Ohio State for a long time. And then when Sean Miller went to Arizona, Archie came with him, and then Archie left for Dayton.
Well, wait a second. That's a little bit like when Urban Meyer had Tom Herman as the quarterbacks coach when we won the national championship. He leaves, goes to Houston, and Houston plays an amazing season, and we're not able to defend the crown. So, I mean, that's the brain drain. That's the tough part of being at a top-notch program is everybody else wants to hire your number 1, number 2 guys, behind the head coach, and it's a brain drain. You lose a lot of that talent. People are looking for their opportunities, and you can't blame them, but it does kind of suck, especially if you're a Buckeye fan this year. Let's wrap it up. Oregon versus Duke.
I'm gonna go with Oregon.
And then Oregon, Oklahoma.
You mean Oklahoma versus? Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm going to take Oklahoma.
You had me double checking the list that I'm trying to write and
I'm sorry.
the bracket in front of me.
It's been a long week for me. I haven't gotten much sleep because of the stupid time change. Everything's been screwing with my head.
Fair enough. Plus all this debate coverage. Wow, it's wall to wall interesting. Not so much. I'm a political junkie, but I kind of get really bored with this at this point.
But I voted for Kasich the other night in Ohio.
Really? Interesting.
Really?
Huh. Go figure.
Do I like?
Yeah, I'm considering voting in the Democratic elections just to vote against Hillary, which I encourage everybody to do.
Yeah, well, the problem is Bernie is not going to beat Hillary. That's the problem.
Well,
It's over after last night. After she swept them, it's over.
Well, the primaries, it's time to dream. This is the time to dream.
I don't understand the whole Donald Trump infatuation, but I guess that's what happens when you're uneducated.
And I don't understand the Hillary Clinton infatuation at all. She should be in jail. Anyway, moving on, back to basketball.
She should be.
Yes, the stuff that it's very similar what Edward Snowden did to what Hillary did with those private servers and obtaining information that you're not supposed to have routed solely through you. Anyway, I digress. We can do another show on that later. Let's move over to the East in Raleigh, North Carolina. You got UNC.
I'm taking the Tar Heels.
All right, I'm not surprised. Next.
Wait, I'm going to go with an upset here.
Really?
USC over Providence here. I'm going to go with an upset here. I'm going to take Chattanooga over Indiana.
Oh, okay. But isn't Indiana pretty solid?
They're solid, but there's got to be some upsets here.
All right, fair enough. UK?
Give it some flavor.
You're going to stay with Kentucky, though.
I'm going to go with Kentucky.
Yeah, figured. All right, next.
I'm going to go with. You know what? Michigan just isn't having that great of a year. I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Okay.
I'm going with West Virginia. I've got Pitt. And then Xavier. Then I've got North Carolina moving on to the Sweet 16. I've got Kentucky moving on to the Sweet 16. Notre Dame beating West Virginia. And Xavier beating Pitt.
All right, now here's a nice matchup, Kentucky-UNC.
I'm going to go with North Carolina.
Notre Dame, Xavier.
I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Drum roll, please. Fighting Irish or
North
the Tar
Carolina.
Heels? All right. Not too surprised. All right, we kind of did it with the West. Well, I think that was the West. We called out maybe the best player that could knock in 40 points a game. Who's the best player in the East?
You know what? Honestly, it's a total toss-up. I think the best team, though, by far is North Carolina. By far.
Well, let me guess. You might have them winning it all. Wait, we won't spoil it. We'll get to that in a second. All right, well, let's move on to the Midwest.
You know, and it's also, I just want to say, it's sad to see how bad of a year LSU had.
Yeah, because everybody wanted to see Ben Simmons, right?
They were so disappointing. They're so poorly coached. I remember at the beginning of the year, I was like so excited to watch Ben Simmons, and I'm like, oh, God, I cannot believe he chose LSU. So let's go down to the Midwest.
Wait, well, didn't something similar happen? What was it? Was it Wiggins 2 years ago? I'm trying to think. There was another big name that didn't even make the tourney. A really big name. Was it Wiggins? Did he? Or they had one?
No, it wasn't Wiggins. Wiggins was at Kansas, and they lost in the tournament. I'll come back to it.
All right, fair enough. All right, moving
I'm trying
in.
to think who you're thinking of.
Yeah, I know. It happened recently, and I'm drawing a blank myself. All right. UVA.
I love the Cavaliers. I love Virginia. Tony Bennett is one of the best coaches in college basketball. So over here, this is the guy who coached at Washington State, put them on the map back when I was a freshman in college. Really put this team on the map. Love Tony Bennett. Love what he did at Washington State. Love what he does at Virginia. I'm going to take Virginia.
Okay.
And I'm going with the Cinderella team always, Butler.
Yeah, I know some of these teams that you just every time this year, whether it's the Xavier, whether the Butler, it's the same teams. Gonzaga. A few people know how to pronounce it.
Then I'm taking Purdue. Iowa State. Gonzaga. Then I'm going to take the Utes. I'm going to go with Syracuse over Dayton. And then Michigan State. Next round, I've got Virginia beating Butler. I want to throw an upset in there, but I think Virginia's too good.
Yeah, you're a big fan.
I'm gonna send Purdue to the next round.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send Gonzaga to the Sweet 16, and I'm gonna send Michigan State to the Sweet 16.
We'll work our way.
After that,
Mm-hmm.
I've got Virginia in the Elite Eight, and they're gonna be playing Michigan State. Give me Michigan State going to the Final Four.
Oh, there you go. Something we've seen a lot of these days.
Tom Izzo's a great coach.
Yeah.
So then we've got Kansas.
I wonder if Tom Izzo would have a chance to come coach the Cavs if Tyronn Lue can't get it done. We heard that rumor before.
I don't see Tom Izzo leaving Michigan State. He has no reason to. He's in one of the cushiest jobs in college basketball. He's a hell of a recruiter, a hell of a coach. I would not leave.
I know, but now the talk's already starting. What if the Cavs don't get it done this year?
I'm not worrying about it until they lose, if they lose. So, not a problem.
Since they're not going to lose. How about that? We'll take that today.
So Oklahoma versus Kansas. I've got Kansas beating Oklahoma. I've got North Carolina and Michigan State. I'm gonna take North Carolina, and I'm gonna have Kansas versus North Carolina in the finals. Now you can do your drum roll. I'm going with Kansas.
Oh, I needed a sound effect right there. I was not prepared. I needed some sort of fanfare. Darn it. Okay, so Kansas is going to get it done. What's going to be the main determining factor that does it for Kansas?
I think Kansas is just playing their best ball this season right now. I really do. I think Kansas is just the most complete team in the country. I really do. And just judging, I think the Big 12, I think they come from one of the toughest conferences. I just like Kansas in this one. I just said my gut says Kansas. Usually I'm pretty good at this, getting the winners done. I'm going to take Kansas.
Okay. So to recap, the Final Four was Kansas, Oklahoma, UNC, MSU.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. We're going to see how
this plays out. And then getting back to the Cavs, the Cavaliers look pretty decent without LeBron tonight.
Hang on, I haven't even checked. Do they, or are you laughing?
Kevin Love has 20 points and 15 rebounds, and he's a plus 25 tonight.
Oh! Yeah, well,
Kyrie Irving's got 25, 4 points, and an assist, and he's a plus 22. J.R. Smith, I mean, if you look at these guys, Kevin Love and Kyrie are killing it tonight.
Oh.
And then Richard Jefferson's a plus 16, and Dellavedova's a plus 17.
Oh, is that the Cavs being good or the Mavs being weird?
The Mavaliers. Oh, my God.
Remember that? When we rooted against LeBron?
The Mavs had a ridiculously streaky second quarter where they started off the quarter 0 for 9, and then the Cavaliers were up by like 16 or 18 points, and then the Mavs.
Now I'm going to have you doing it. Now you're going to be all screwed up.
The Mavs came storming back and got within like 3 points, and now the Cavaliers just started crushing them in the third quarter again.
Yeah, 89-71 in the fourth with 9.5 left. That's good. How do you feel about that? That's good that LeBron's getting extra days off.
I feel good that they can actually play without LeBron. They're beating a playoff team.
Yeah. Hey.
Not a great team, but a decent team.
Yeah, they're a decent team in the West. They're different than being a decent team in the East, I guess. Although the gap has closed. Yeah, I'd say it's a good thing that LeBron's getting some games off, and it might be messing with continuity, and with the rhythm and the flow.
I think once the season's in the playoffs, I think their chemistry's there. I'm not worried. I've seen them at their best. I've also seen them at their worst, and when they play their worst, it's always against crappy teams they lose to. If you've noticed.
So, but why is that? That's not happening with the Warriors.
Because I think they're just tired. Because the Warriors are trying to go for a record here. It's different. The Cavaliers were in that situation, they'd be trying to go for a record too, but I just don't think they are, and I don't think they care.
You see any weird storylines coming out in the NBA since you've been? We got about 4 minutes left here. Any weird storylines coming out? Is the playoff positionings kind of jockey back and forth? You got some close matches. Bulls and Pistons are tied essentially, and Indiana's right there. Charlotte's right around. Wizards on the outside looking in.
Toronto's 2 games back of the Cavs.
Are they that good? Are the Raptors that good though?
They're deep. I mean, they're good, but can they get out of the first round of the playoffs is a big question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The Celtics versus the Heat. I think the Pacers are going to give them a run for their money, though. Toronto, I really do. I love the, you got the Celtics, you have the Heat, then you got the Hawks at 5. Right now, just judging by it, if the Cavaliers were to face the Pistons or the Bulls, if I'm the Cavs, I'd rather face the Pistons. You'll win it in 4. If you play the Bulls, you'll probably win in 4 or 5. Probably 4 still. The Bulls are not what they were. The Raptors versus the Pacers, I'd take, just because Toronto's failures in the first round every year, I'm still going to take Toronto in that series.
Mm-hmm.
But Boston, the Hornets, Boston's going to win that one. And then Miami, Atlanta, Miami's going to win that one. Second round, you've got Cleveland versus Miami. Cavaliers would take that one pretty easily. Not worried about that one.
That'd be a good storyline, provided we win, of course.
Yeah, and then you'd have Toronto versus Boston. I'd take Boston. Then you got a Cavs-Celtics conference finals. Cavaliers would take that one.
Now, what's going on with Olynyk? I checked the other day. He wasn't even playing. Did he get injured? He
hasn't been playing. I think he's injured.
Yeah, I didn't even see him on the bench. Same with Mo Williams. That Kelly Olynyk.
Now I've got the Lakers winning the whole thing. So
yeah, L.A. Sports Talk Radio guy. Who do you see winning?
The Lakers are only 47 games back. With like 16 games left to play.
So you're saying you actually have a chance at this thing?
Oh, yeah. This is to get Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving. The go-to.
But they're only 47 back. They're close.
Yeah. Go figure. Number 1 pick. That's a lock for the Sixers, or they're 5 games.
It's not a lock. Nothing's a lock. The Sixers should have had 3 years in a row, and they haven't gotten it yet. So.
At least ending the season with the best projection to do. Yeah, of course. I think.
And we look at the West. It's right now, just today, Golden State versus Dallas. Golden State winning in 4.
No.
San Antonio versus the Rockets would be a 4-game series with the Spurs. Oklahoma City, Portland. Oklahoma City would win it, but I think it would be a 5 or 6-game series. And Clippers, Memphis. Clippers would win that one easily.
Okay.
Second round, Golden State, Clippers. Golden State wins it in 5 to 6. San Antonio Spurs against the Thunder. The Spurs would win that one pretty easily, I think. Golden State.
Hold on. You said pretty easily?
Yes.
Why is that? Because they're both good.
I don't think the Thunder are that good.
Okay.
I really don't. They blow a lot of fourth quarter leads and they don't know how to win games.
And what's the reason for that? It's because Durant isn't as good of a leader. The coaching isn't there. The depth isn't there.
Based on what I've seen, it's bad. It's bad rotations in the fourth quarter. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Giving Deion Waiters meaningful minutes, and I feel bad for what happened to Deion's brother this week. His brother was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting the other night.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see that. We're
about a week ago. So I just feel bad for Deion. But basketball-wise, Deion does not deserve meaningful minutes. I don't even know how if some team even overpays for him next year, I won't be blown away. There's a lot of stupid teams out there, but I don't think he's worth anything. No,
absolutely not.
I see Golden State beating San Antonio.
Yeah, how many games are they going to push that?
5 to 6. I tend to think Golden State I think they could even win it in 4 to 5, but I like the way they space the floor against San Antonio. I think San Antonio can stop them.
All right, come on, let's wrap it up. You need the drum roll then. That's going to be Warriors Cavs in a rematch. Drum roll, please.
I'm not answering that until we've got the rematch.
No, come on. I know, that's a tough one.
Right, I'm not even answering that one until we got the rematch.
The smart money's going to say, hey, they're 60-6. How do you, and they're the defending
champs.
Until
I see how they look in the playoffs, I'm not saying anything about the Cavs.
They're hot and cold sometimes, absolutely. But,
trust me, I think they'll be hot in the playoffs. I will be surprised if they're not.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same thing. You know me, I'm the eternal optimist when it comes to the Cavs. I'm a realist and I complain, but let's be honest. I'm here and I'm doing this show because I believe every single year that we got a chance to rise up and bring one for Seatown and all that jazz. But
Frank Sinatra Jr. just died, by the way.
Really?
Yep.
Like while we were talking?
I guess. I just saw it, yeah.
I didn't even... Man, you're breaking news all over the place. We're going to have to get you out on the political beat, get you up to Cleveland for the convention.
Credit for that one. I'm going to give ABC 7 LA credit for that one.
Okay. Well, LA. Good job, LA. All right. Well, Zach, good job. Thanks for... Man, we rocked this out. We stuck to our 30 minutes. We knocked out a show. gave you as much as we possibly could, and we encourage everybody to leave there. Just spell
Brian,
out who
quick
you see
question
winning.
for you. You've been
Yes.
watching The People versus OJ?
No, everybody's talking about it, though.
Like the case is going on again.
Yeah, UFC is MMA. He's talking about it. I think he can't stand
You know
the
what's
thing.
funny? My cousin down in Tucson, actually bought OJ's Ferrari when he had to sell it in the civil suit. Still has a car photo.
Really?
Yep. I'll actually send you a picture.
No, how about just send me the car? I'll take that.
I'd like the car for myself.
You keep the phone, I'll take the car, okay? Yeah, the phone probably weighs as much as the car. If it's 20-year-old.
I'll send you the pictures of the car, though.
Yeah, I hope it.
OJ's Ferrari having the civil suit.
I hope it has that old Zach Morris brick of a cell phone. That'd be fantastic.
It's
as
a
well.
car phone. It's a car phone. It's one that doesn't leave the car.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, cool. Yeah, attached to like a big battery backup, like you're a Martian lander or something, coming out with equipment for another planet. Those things are fantastic. All right, Zach, thank you so much for your time, man. We'll do this again soon, and hey, we got plenty to talk about with the Browns and the Indians and the Cavs and the Buckeyes. We'll continue this later, man. You have a great day. Thanks again, buddy.
See you, Brian.
All right, everyone, check out youtube.com/The New American Media. Click subscribe. Check out thenewamericanmedia.com. I appreciate you. I love you. We'll talk again soon. Peace.
And this is John B. Wells reminding you that not only is Brian Engelman a cool guy, and not only is thenewamericanmedia.com a very cool platform, but here's a cool idea for you, too. Are you alone? Not really. Do you like dogs? Do you like cats? You do. Of course you do. Everybody does. One or the other, maybe even both. You know, there are a lot of dogs and cats that are at shelters right now, and if somebody doesn't take them home, they're going to wind up euthanized. That's a nice way of saying they're going to be killed, because there's simply not enough room. I guarantee it, the best dogs and the best cats, the best pets, come from shelters. There's something about dogs and cats. They know. They know where they are. You walk through one of them, and certainly at least one is going to look at you and go, I wish you'd take me home. I'm in hell. Please take me out of here. It'll be the best thing that you ever did for your soul. You'll feel good about it. And not only that, but you have a friend for life. Doesn't matter if you got money, you don't have money. Well, it doesn't make any difference to a dog or cat. All they need is the sound of your voice and maybe even the stroke of your hand, and they're fine. Maybe a little food every once in a while. The sweetest sound that those pets ever hear is your voice. Think it over and adopt a cat or a dog from a local shelter today. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did.